Hey everybody, this is Brittany here with Surfing Waves of Light, and today I am feeling inspired to channel a video. So I will close my eyes and allow the guides to come through. Greetings, dear beings. Thank you for your patience as we are currently undergoing an expansion of our connectedness, our integration with this dear being. You see, as time continues to move forward as you perceive it, there occurs an unraveling of the interdimensional games and rights that you have requested to be a part of. And through this yearning of your soul to experience separation, there are a consistent amount of complexities and hypocrisy, things that are hypocritical, that seem to be dualistic, as is the nature of the experience that you requested. And so, on this eve of great expansion, of continued expansion, we are noticing that there is a misperception about difficult circumstances, challenging situations, not getting what you want, dear beings. And we are noticing that there is a perception of the present reality as not being perfect, as not being what you want, and there is negative feelings attached to that thought. And so beings are vibrating in a lower state of consciousness because they are not able to know, to access the knowing, we should say, because all beings know. They're not able to access the knowing of what they are, even when in this separated form. And what they are is an energy that wish to experience exactly what is being experienced. Not because the soul likes to suffer or likes pain or joy or the opposite of joy. No. It is because you get to play out situations that will show you, that will create for you beautiful gifts in your life. Gifts that are much more rewarding in some distorted context than just instant manifestation as it is in its ease in other planes and other dimensions of experience. So the purpose of being here is not sadness or the inability to experience pure unconditional love or joy. The purpose of being here is to know the contrast of what the opposite of those things are first, then becoming connected to those ideals after feeling the contrast, which creates a different way for you beings to experience love by experiencing its opposite. And you come into these bodies knowing that the perception of the negativity, the perception of the badness, the perception of the wrongness on this planet would eventually fade. It is a trick called time that keeps you from realizing that everything is done already. It has already happened and is happening. You already have the house of your dreams. You already have the car that you desire. You already have the partner and the job. Anything else in 3D that you have wished to desire. There is a time aspect where that is playing out. And yet, how you move into those places is not through the day-to-day physicality of getting up and going to work. It is through shifting your vibration up. It is through vibrating up. You all move forward every day. You get in your cars, you walk to the beach, you get a coffee, you make your juices, and life goes forward. But the way to get to your vortex, the way to get to everything that you have ever desired, is through healing the relationship between you and yourself. And the lack of attention to this understanding ends up playing itself out in the physical reality with different characters who you believe are not you, playing them out for you. And these characters are your greatest gifts. And it is something that we really want you beings to know, because in knowing that these quote unquote bad situations are loving, there is a gift that comes with them, one that is most rewarding, that it is worth the grief of the situation. That is what we need you to know. That is what we need you to embody as you go through the day to day. Because it is not the situation that changes your vibration and makes you sad. It is your reaction to it. And when you look at a breakup or a death or not having enough money, all these different things as bad, that is what lowers your frequency, your vibration. When you hold that in your mind through long periods of time, that is what changes your vibration. There is an aspect of your consciousness that knows this is all a game. And when you can tap into this aspect of your consciousness, you will look at a situation like not having enough money or not knowing your purpose and see great value in that. Because you know this is not so serious, you can really indulge in the fun it is to watch yourself transform, to watch yourself be challenged into a forced transformation, which leads to a better understanding. And some of the greatest gift you can receive on this planet, dear beings, is a greater understanding. A greater understanding of what it means to be in the separated consciousness. A knowing of the game, a trusting in the intelligence, a releasing of the idea that anything could be random. There is no randomness in this universe. It is even impossible scientifically when you delve deep into randomness. There eventually will emerge a pattern, and if someone is placing any kind of intention on those dice or whatever is being rolled to prove randomness, they will have a profound effect. And that is what your science is literally telling you all at this time. It is just not broadcast. There are many theories with great amounts of support to show that what you think about the world and how you react to situations does create how that situation plays out. And so this is why it is so important for you all to know that you are responsible for your thoughts, and that changing your understanding of every situation into the one of the most joy and the least amount of suffering, that is a skill that will get you far on this planet Earth. That is a skill that is of the highest level of builder creators, one who can look upon destruction and see the seeds of life, because you have been trained and taught to look on destruction, look on war, look on lack of money and dependence on others, and see it as sad and wrong, and evoke within yourself an emotion that carries that energy out into the universe, confirming the energy, saying, yes, I see you, and I confirm that what you are experiencing is valid. And yet what we need you to do is send love and hold space if in close proximity, and provide validity in small quantities to beings who are suffering right in front of you over some of these things. But then to implant in your mind or their mind or to the collective consciousness the best possible outcome you can imagine, the feelings of that outcome, without being too attached to any result, dear beings, because when you imagine something, you are distorting the energy because you are separated. And yet what we receive goes through the filters of consciousness, of love, and we get the undistorted version, at which time we are given permission to manifest the undistorted version in your reality. And that is why you can never imagine how amazing a gift or your life can be, because just the fact that you're in this body, it highly distorts your imagination, and it is a part of the earth game, the surprise element. You cannot grow when you know everything. You can grow, but not in the sense of how the earth growth is facilitated. And this is a very specific experience, one of many kinds of experiences the soul yearns to have when it is maturing itself. But there will come a time when these games no longer serve, and it will become the logical fact for each and every one of you. You will understand logically, even, not just by feeling, that surrendering to the greater intelligence of the universe is the fastest way home. And it is usually through playing out of these situations that gets you to the point of, I am done with this alcohol. I am done with this poverty mindset. I am done with this looking for a partner or a romance that has only been prescripted on the TVs and is not real, for the constructs of the 3D do not allow for it. Once you have fulfilled the searching, fulfilled the experiencing of these 3D experiences by fully experiencing them, giving your all, your consciousness is much more likely to say, I am done. And now I know to be logical, to be truly spiritually logical, which in our opinion is looking upon the world and knowing that the screen of life that is projected around you comes from the most loving, infinite intelligence that can possibly permeate this existence. So if there is a challenge, if there is a change that you do not like, know that it is in the highest good. Know that it is perfectly attuned to what your vibration needs to come home. And it is through finding that peace, recognizing that peace within yourself, that aspect of consciousness that remembers, that knows this isn't so real. And so we can not judge ourselves and have the courage to make mistakes in this realm, because that is what it is for. It is not for perfection. It is for making mistakes. It is for trying on the awkwardity and pubescent feelings of constantly evolving and changing in a separated state in ways that are not well you are not well educated on the truths of these realities. And so it's an opportunity for you to live in illusion. And the part of you that knows that it's just an opportunity to live in the illusion relishes those moments that you are brainwashed, knowing that that is such a non-real, tiny sliver of the whole entire thing that doesn't even really exist. And that is fun for a moment. It is fun because it is so overwhelmingly not true. Like playing a video game. You know when you're in those games that you are not Mario or you are not the war person. So you can have as much fun as you want, even if you fall off the cliff. You do not feel any pain. And on a deep level, that is true for each and every one of you. But that consciousness gap, that connection can only be accessed when you are at the higher understandings. So we do not recommend that you jump off a cliff or that you try anything dangerous, because it is not about doing dangerous, crazy things. It is about following the guidance. And if true guidance asks you to take a step that has some fear attached to it, play into the knowingness of who you really are as not really this character, but enjoy the experience of being in a body, of touching others, of being able to send love to somebody, of being able to affect change through bringing love, light, energy, and vibrations to every conversation, every situation, every moment of your life, that you are able to tune into that frequency. And when enough beings on this planet are radio waves of love and light and are bringing that on a consistent and disciplined basis to the universe, the entire matrix will fall. And there will be so much love, full of expansion, that the expression will be felt so strongly, and it will start to feel more unreal because more love will be here. And the more love you are surrounded with, the harder, the much more difficult it is for the illusory projector machine to continue to function, because it just becomes so abnormal, so unreal, so unbelievable, that you actually finally begin to not believe it. Everything is a construct on this planet. Everything is a concept. That does not mean this being understands that in her full embodied form. But even toying with these ideas is a good idea, dear beings, not to any detriment or negative cause or effect that those may have, if you cannot deal with those thoughts, and it is not time for you to contemplate them. But if you are feeling ready to improve your understanding of this experience, to play the chess instead of checkers, to have more control over your life, over how you interpret things and how you play them out, then knowing this message is of the utmost importance for your transformation. It puts you right back in the driver's seat of your own life instantaneously. And there is not another tool that we are aware of that is available to most people in any consciousness, even low 3D consciousnesses, that can do that sort of transformative work. It still takes the mind choosing that perception and choosing and disciplining itself to that. But once you straddle that line long enough, choosing peace becomes necessary. It becomes intolerable not to choose it. So we remind you that you are love, that anything we are saying is already within you. Any vibration we are putting out is within yourself to be recognized, not to be learned. Remember who you are and utilize the tools that are necessary to raise the brain, the mind, the energy so high that consciousness that knows this doesn't exist is on full blast, playing in your head like a radio station 24/7. And from that energy, experience true joy. Experience true peace and equanimity with the life that you have and are continuing to create. And watch the universe transform everything around you. You being the universe, of course. We are the creator energies. We are electric and vibrational. We are the network, the grid of light, love, energetic consciousness that can be tapped into at any time in this illusory form. And we are very pleased that this being allowed us to come through her this evening, as we have not spoken through her in this manner before. We are the creator beings, and we send you a blessed consciousness, an improved understanding, and a light of pure love wash over your consciousness. Namaste.